Lights, camera, action.
In a studio where local filmmakers talk to other filmmakers about the inside world of film.
Cut.
That's not the script. It. We'll fix it in post. Do you wonder how films are produced and what really goes on behind the scenes? Well, stand by. Filmmakers Kevin Mumphrey, Victoria V.A. Jones, and Carson Hype Ferguson explain all the details. Right here on It. We Will Fix It in Post podcast.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Whenever you're listening, I thank you for doing so. This is It in Post. I am Kevin Mumphrey with my colleagues Victoria V.A. Jones.
What's going on?
And Karsten Hype Ferguson.
Sure.
How y'all doing today?
I am well. How are you doing, Carson?
Fantastic.
Okay.
That's beautiful to know. So today, I thought it'd be great to talk about making content within cancel culture. Like in this country, we have 300 million people.
Maybe more than that.
330, something like that.
330,
maybe a little bit more.
My math's a little off. So when you're making some sort of content, whether it's film or even music or even radio, like when you do that, do you have to be conscious of if I say it this way, I may offend someone, or if I word it how you word it or how you would write it?
Yes or no? Yes and no.
The tree cares not how the wind blows.
Okay.
No, I'm like you can't care. You can't care. You got to make something this creative. Hopefully you find your audience, or hopefully you have your audience already, and then people are gonna rock with you. And then we gotta change the mindset though, because we gotta get out of the whole largest audience kind of mindset, because you're not gonna make something for everybody. And then with the democratization of technology, you can make a lot of money with a smaller group of people. So if we looked at it like that, I think we would all do a whole lot better, and the content would be better too.
So do you think you have to kind of before you put out your content, you kind of have to put out what is your audience?
Well, I think it's a good idea to know. I mean, think of people like Tyler Perry. He knows who his audience is.
Right.
I mean, he put out whatever now, and his audience is going to eat it up. I mean, people can complain about it too. Some of them are in his audience, but he knows what the audience are. Or think about some YouTubers or even social media people that have hardcore audiences. Hell, rappers.
They're
hardcore audiences.
And now it's easy, as far as rappers, there's easier to kind of have a niche audience now, just because with the online and streaming, and you tour. I think most of they get their money now touring, right?
They get all their money through touring. They don't, not all of it, but the majority of it, they get it through touring because it's not through streaming.
If you're talking about just the entertainer, mostly. I mean, unless you're like a Beyonce or Jay-Z or a Nas.
Oh yeah, that's.
I'm not talking that level.
Yeah, that's out of here.
We staying right in the middle.
But I mean, if you're looking at Chance the Rapper, that's still on a higher level than most people operate at. But you know what I'm saying, you got the merch, got the touring, got the different shows, got the acts that he highlights. Even I think has some playlists that he curates too. And, you can do some shops off of that and stuff like that too, through an Amazon or eBay or even Google probably.
Now, I'd say that somebody puts out something that a group of people find offensive. Now, does the conversation of it kind of even looks like somewhat of promotion in itself?
I think it depends, because this past week, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, the creators of South Park, just inked a $900 million deal.
900 for what?
6
more,
years. 6
more
years.
South Park?
6 years more South Park. 900 mil.
Yeah, because people like that show.
Yeah, but I mean, you talking about cancel culture? That
show has been around for a long time though. That's just like The Simpsons or Family Guy
and should be off everybody. People are still watching it.
Yeah,
the Family Guy came back on air.
Right.
But they was still in their prime at that point.
No. They were doing Syndicate.
Right. They were on Adult Swim, and then that's how they got back on air because once they got canceled by Fox, you know, Adult Swim was like, yeah, we'll play all your episodes over here.
And they're playing on TBS too. They're playing on
Right.
like 3 channels.
Right. And so all that just kept going and going, and the audience was like, we want more of
Yeah,
this.
we want more.
But since I'm glad you brought up cartoons, because for some reason, cartoons are able to kind of get away with saying certain things that maybe a live television show or other forms of entertainment can't get away with.
Some cartoons. I mean, like look at the stuff that's happening with He-Man now, for example. It's like where they take a franchise.
Did they actually bring that out?
Yeah, it's on Netflix right now. Masters of the Universe Revelations. Apparently, like, they did such a crappy job for the core fan base audience. And, you know, spoiler alert, if anybody watches that, allegedly, they basically killed off He-Man and made Teela the main character. But they made everybody think it was a He-Man show. And, like, it pissed off a lot of people. But I'm like, that's an expectation management thing that you screwed up really bad.
Right.
Because, like, you could have made it about Teela, but you don't lie about it or mischaracterize it. And that's Kevin Smith.
He did that? But now, did he, was he part of, like, in the marketing process of that?
Executive producer.
Oh, so yeah, that's on him. But I don't know if I would.
And then he blamed the fans.
Oh,
when
God,
they didn't like it, he blamed the fans and said they were toxic.
They were
and now he's like going into radio silence on social media.
Oh, of course. But it's like you sold
that it
sold the wrong product and is mad when you're. I don't know. That to me seems like a little different.
Yeah, but it happens a lot though. It happens a lot with these franchises. They don't want to spend the time, effort, money, or whatever to build a new thing. So what they do is they grift off the old thing. They take a franchise and then they just do a bait and switch.
Well, that's just like Charmed. You know, when they came out with the new Charmed.
I saw that when I was on Netflix last night.
And the fan, even the stars of the original show were like, listen, we don't mind a new Charmed. Y'all are gonna fuck it up. So just please don't fuck it up. Yeah, I mean, we're involve us. We're willing to work with you. We don't care if it's a whole different demographic. Y'all just gonna fuck it up. And the fans were like, well, no, we don't want this. Why? And if the thing is, if just like He-Man, if the original fans aren't down with what's going on in the one that's coming out, then you just messed up.
Yeah, but I mean, that's so easy. You could do a survey questionnaire and basically check off the blocks, and then that if you did fan service to a certain extent in the movie around a loosely based story, the fans would eat it up, and you would have like automatic money in your wallet. Versus you just doing something that
or
you
can just do
do
like a smaller version of it, like kind of like when Fast and Furious did like that little bitty short film before their other movies. They did like a short film with like Dome and Lady in the Dominican Republic. It was like something in between. But you can almost do like a little short film version of it. I don't know, put it on YouTube or on a website. See what the conversation.
That could be a test. That could be a test, like a smaller test or whatever, if you wanted to actually go that route. But I don't think a lot of people have the stomach or patience to be doing that. I mean, I think that would be smarter because it would show where your dollars like. It would be like crowdsource funding basically, but you're sourcing for attention, your crowd attention funding.
Attention funding. That's.
I mean, because that's what you really want. You want people's attention. You want their interest.
And you create the conversation and just kind of gauge from the conversation which way you want to put it out.
And if it went well, or even if it went bad, you could make corrections. You could do another one, and it would be on a infinitesimal smaller amount of budget.
And if the actual film is really good, people don't even care about what you did at the beginning.
Yep.
Or the smaller thing, like, oh, this don't look good. Like, okay, we scratch that and we do it another way. And put out throw a little teaser out throw it on Instagram. I mean, that's what Dave Chappelle was doing his specials, like the last few of his specials. Twitter on it on your Instagram page. It's going to create conversation. The Variety magazine, all the film magazines, they're going to talk about it. Then you've got your YouTube bloggers. They're going to create conversation about it. So you can pretty much have all the information you need to go which route you can go with it. But now that also is probably a bit of cost in that one. And usually they pick up franchises because it's easier to pick up an audience that's already been established than to try to create something new and try to build an audience off of that.
Yeah, but I mean, they have stuff where people have built online audiences. Look at Saw. Saw was like a YouTube short. Did they turn into how many films now? I mean, they're on like they're on like
3, 4.
Spiral now. So like a offshoot of an offshoot. And Chris Rock was in that one.
Yeah. And that was you said that was from a YouTube. Man, again, that's another thing that already has
short. That was a YouTube short. They built an audience, and then like they're like, oh, we see a concept. Horror movies are cheaper to shoot. You know, one location, and then they built it out.
I didn't know it came from a.
Yeah, it came from a YouTube.
And that's kind of. It's almost like you're taking something that had it's a smaller version of that, but it's still kind of doing the same thing.
That's just like, you know, people who submit their movies to film festivals or shorts, and then they make them bigger.
With that, you don't know because you're submitting a script.
Right.
Like with Saw, it had already built a base, so that base is just going to come, and you either expand from that base or they go on YouTube.
Right, but
Twitter,
it can be a flop or not. Yeah, you have a YouTube pickup, but of course those YouTube fans are gonna go and they're gonna watch it, but it still can be a flop. You know what I'm saying? The movie still could have done bad, and they could have scratched the whole plan of, no, we're not doing another one of these.
But you at least got that first week. You at least you got a base of people who's gonna watch that first week.
Right.
Now and that's usually that's their money week, that first week sales. Now that out of that, it can kind of fluctuate depending on how the film is.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So it's either way. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to pay. If you put something in a film festival, all these people are seeing it, and they know what's good and what's not good. So they're not going to pay to be like, okay, we're going to make this into a feature film. You know what I'm saying? They know what I'm saying is they know what they're going to invest their money into. So it can be a flop or not. That's just like anything on the internet. It's the internet bases big time movies. It can be a flop or not.
But you know, the whole film festival audience is oftentimes a different audience than the general audience.
Right.
And that's why like you see a lot of movies that do well on the audience score may not do so well on the Rotten Tomatoes. You got the critic score and you got the actual fan score.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Wait, because they did a Gotti film and it just did. I think this may have been the only one that was kind of balanced. Like it was received horribly, and Rotten Tomatoes basically scored it. I think it was at the time the worst scored movie in its history. I think it was not the one on HBO, the one with John Travolta was in.
I can't remember which one that is. Is that the one with Joe Pesci?
No. This is like the latest one.
The one that his son did.
I don't remember.
Like his son was, had a lot in that.
Like Gotti's son?
Yeah.
Or, really?
Got it, yeah.
Man, that's horrible. When your son do you family involvement, it went horribly.
I don't know about that because Ghostbusters Afterlife looks pretty good. I mean, that's actually doing fan service because you're doing a continuation story and you got kids that are gonna continue the legacy of Ghostbusters.
But then you look at, what I'm saying, a movie like that, the one with John Travolta, what I'm saying, it has to do with, is the family pleased with it? The son might have been pleased with it. It might have flopped, but he might have been pleased with it.
Well, the reason why I brought that up is because the son of the original screenwriter is the one that wrote this script for Afterlife.
Oh.
Yeah, so like, he's actually honoring his father's thing, whatever. It looks like a fun movie.
Right.
And it's got kids.
I think that's kind of, it's like really 50-50, because sometimes you can be what's the phrase, too close to the elephant,
Yeah.
so you don't get a like realistic view of it.
Right.
And sometimes you can have a realistic view of, well, the Ghostbusters went. I mean, it's not like a family situation or a real life situation. So that person has probably a lot more creative liberty that they could use.
Maybe. I mean, but you got to do
way more than you do telling the John Gotti story.
Yeah. I mean, because it's a fantasy anyway, pretty much.
And like I said, you can
science fiction fantasy.
You just, I mean, you kind of have your certain guide. You don't just go all over the place.
Well, you do have a guidelines, because you still got to follow within a certain universe that's already got established already, because you're basically adding to the Ghostbusters like kind of lineage.
To the extent you can add to it. Like I can tell another version of the same story.
Yeah, but you still got a base. I mean, just like the Gotti story, you still got a base. You can't go too far from it. Like, he ain't going to the moon.
Now,
if he does, man, I'm
then it's Fast and Furious. Then we have a whole different situation.
I heard about that.
Yes, yeah. I think
Listen,
there's certain movies you got to just enjoy the ridiculousness.
I stopped a long time ago with those movies.
I loved it.
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I go every time I watch. Go, what are they gonna do with their money next?
My homeboy said he had to turn it off. He's like, it was that bad. He had to turn it off. He's like, it didn't make any sense. I know I'm watching a movie about cars like crashing, pulling safes, doing all this crazy stuff, but I couldn't watch it anymore.
Oh, it looks like a whole just closet of WTF. But it's one of those things. Go, man, they got a lot of money, and this is what they did with it.
It's like if you took Cars and mixed it with Sharknado.
Yes, actually, no, it's worse because Sharknado's not in space.
Listen, they might have one. That's the next one. Sharknado in space. Somebody going around in space, and the shark just come right up into him.
Until they get there, Fast and Furious is in the lead.
They did Leprechaun in the Hood. And Jason X was in space.
Oh my goodness!
Anything could take place.
And then we coming out with another Halloween. Jesus, how many Halloweens is that?
Is that going to space?
No.
It might.
They got Jamie Lee Curtis back in it though.
She was in the other one.
She's like in a hospital bed, like pretty much most of the movie. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy.
I thought they killed her off in one of them.
Supposedly,
okay.
she survived and came back.
Oh man,
of course.
Oh man,
because I don't really just watch horror flicks like that. The last time I remember that one, he stabbed her and threw her somewhere. So I'm like, this is over with.
No, and she came back. That's her brother. She gonna come back just like him. You can't kill her, just like you can't kill him.
Look, also too, since we're talking about cancel culture, I think the pendulum is swinging backwards a little bit, and there's enough people out there to be like, you know what, I don't want to be hypersensitive to whatever cause, and that they want something that's gonna be like toxic now.
Something that's based. What's the word? God. No, I don't want to say parental, but political. What is it? Politically correct. Yeah, and they want something completely politically incorrect.
They just want something to talk about.
Yeah, probably
complain about.
Maybe.
But does that kind of like, because with the people who want, because there's certain celebrities that part of why they're famous is because the people who hate them cannot stop talking about them, like Howard Stern, even a Rush Limbaugh.
Well, Howard Stern, his claim to fame was always like pushing the limits to the censors. That was his whole shtick. And then whenever he went to Sirius, his career kind of started going down a little bit because he's not the shock jock anymore. That was his whole thing.
But is it also a point of like Uncle Howard, like we're used to him at this point, so there's nothing he can do that would shock us.
Well, I mean, there was something he had to push against when he was on regular, radio. When he went to satellite radio, there's no limits.
There was, yeah. He could say anything, and
Yeah, I think that ruined his whole thing, because the shock jock element is going away. If you can say anything and do anything, like, what do you do now?
So I almost felt like if that were have happened, because I almost think like with age comes maturity, the type of stuff you would have done.
But he was still interviewing like the P stars and and still doing the same stuff.
It's like we've seen so much of it. There's nothing he could say in that interview that could shock us. There's nothing he could even almost say at this point that could shock us. Like if he was able to do Sirius back in like '94,
I still don't think it was been as big, because there's nothing to push against. So if you're doing Sirius, there's no like taboo parts. There's no like waiting to see if he's gonna get canceled.
right.
so you think we kind of like almost like we put them in this situation, and we just kind of like the show of let's see if he's going to survive it or not.
Yeah. Yep.
So even like I'm trying to think like shows that are just, I would even say, like, would you consider the Chappelle Show really politically incorrect?
Yes.
So
he was a wild card too. You didn't know what he was going to do.
Right.
I mean, the black white supremacists. Come on.
And at the same time, it's Chappelle though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, okay, it's Chappelle. We've seen him before the Chappelle Show. We've seen what kind of comedy he does and who he is. So when it came out, we were just like, okay, this is Chappelle anyways.
I think it highlighted it to a lot of people that didn't know. Because I mean, you watch his comedy specials and you know he was like a smart comic.
Yeah.
But like that's even like on a different level. Like, how intricate those like skits were. Because I'm like the Black Bush,
racial draft.
The racial draft.
Black Bush was awesome.
Oh man, he's like that yellow cake. Don't drop that.
No.
He said, what were they talking about? They're talking about weapons of mass destruction or something.
He's like oil.
He was like, oil.
Yes.
What oil?
He tried to kill my
Oil.
father.
So
Then he knocks over. It's
yeah,
funny.
that was my part. That was actually because I at that point I could take little pieces of audio and make them my ringtone. That was my ringtone.
The man said, oil. What we doing? Cooking or something? He knocks the thing over and they take
over.
off on the table.
But like, you think we just like we need like even I started now, but in living color, considered completely politically incorrect. Like, do you think we like America would just really embrace just a new completely
because the like most of the people driving the cancel culture is a very tiny minute amount of people, but like a lot of people are gravitated to these people and acting like Twitter, for example, is real life, and they weight too much the opinions of a few people.
But it does kind of curate the conversation that comes from
Sometimes
a show, or
sometimes in a good way, but a lot more times in a bad way.
a lot more times in a bad way. But it's like it's almost like even a TMZ or something. We kind of look through Twitter. Even when stuff like
Twitter's a train wreck. Twitter's a train wreck. So it's like you look over at the car accident or whatever, and you slow down and you like just staring at it.
And you drive off.
But you're supposed to be driving, but you're just looking at it, and then you don't realize that you like ogling the accident. So then now you drive, but you slowed everybody else down.
Right.
So put y'all in a situation. Let's say y'all are pretty famous. Y'all, well,
I
not
like
even
that.
famous. Not even famous. Y'all just put out a project. And it puts out, and one day you wake up, your Twitter is doing a lot more than it normally does. Your phone's just lighting up. You look on your phone, look at your Twitter. Oh, I can't believe you said this. I hope you die. F you. Oh, I saw you. And you
Now.
Must be Tuesday. No, I'm playing.
Now, if it's something that I'm passionate about and I have a very strong opinion about it, my response is going to be y'all can kiss my ass. Okay?
You still gonna have to mute the conversation or like disable it or somehow. That way it doesn't drag your other stuff down.
I mean, that's fine. But if it's something that I am passionate about and I have a strong opinion about it, y'all can kiss my ass. I don't care. Whatever. This is how I feel about it. But now, if it's something that I didn't intentionally do, and somebody felt some type of way, then I would have to. I would explain myself a little bit, but just a little bit.
You got to be careful because it's blood in the water with some of these people. So like,
yeah, but
if you start explaining yourself or whatever, or cede any ground to certain types, then they will constantly try to get. Look what they did, Kevin Hart. He had already apologized for that stuff. It got brought back up again for the award show deal that time. It got brought back up again, and he had apologized again. But that was like, what, 5 years previously? He had apologized the first time? I'm like, come on.
But
man.
it's
I got to
also,
apologize to anybody that didn't know about this the first time?
It's also kind of how you do it. Because, like, and I'm almost certain his mind state was like, this was a joke.
Yeah, it was a
and
joke.
this was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, like, when you write something, I can't really gauge. Someone may not read it the way I wrote it.
Yeah, but like, I mean, that's where we getting the game effed up at. I was like, yo, you cannot, like, you cannot impart what somebody is intent. You can't read somebody's mind and say, this is what you intended to do. You intended to hurt my feelings. I'm like, depends on what it is. I might agree with that person. I say, yes, I did intend to hurt your feelings. I mean, depends on what it is. F your feelings.
You definitely don't want to tweet that.
No, like, yeah, that's gonna be putting fire on the situation and gasoline.
And Twitter tends to, like, there's a sports radio host says Twitter kind of takes way more of your money than it does give it, because you can't have a nuanced conversation. People try to have a nuanced conversation on Twitter, and it's not relegated. I mean, you can't even really do it on Facebook.
Twitter's low hanging fruit. Twitter is like very, very. I mean, almost like. I mean, there's people that are very intelligent on Twitter, but it seems like the tweets be dumbing people down. So the tweets make you twit.
What?
Turns you to a twit.
Okay, that sounded better.
Oh, okay.
And
Turn
I think that was
into
kind of the goal of it. But since you don't have like a certain amount of words, you're supposed to be like wittier with that certain word limit, which for some people it works. And when it first came out,
It was great for the first 3 years.
I would say like maybe 5.
I say 3, and then like you see a lot of people with problems start gravitating toward it, and then
elaborate.
like people that just wanted to complain about stuff.
Okay.
Or tell you what kind of sandwich they had. You know. So
when it gets completely yeah. Okay,
like,
I get you.
Like, really?
Because I was thinking maybe I'm doing Twitter wrong, because every time I scroll, I'm getting random people's thoughts. Man, I shouldn't have went to that party last night. That is none of my business.
No, like, I mean, probably for the first 2 years, I treated Twitter like I was sitting at a sports bar, and I would like really.
I think everyone did.
Primarily just doing that, and it'd be like, yo, if I overheard a conversation about some dude talking about something, I'd be like, I get in on this, and we trade like jokes or whatever, ha ha ha, laugh. Now it's like, I hate you,
and now it's because I had. And this was shortly after the Kevin Hart situation. Somebody randomly like responded to a tweet I made in like I didn't even move here yet, I don't think. Like 2011 maybe. And I was like, I don't even remember writing this. Ooh, no, let me delete all of this. So now it's like, and again, I'm seeing Kevin Hart's situation. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm not doing this. I'm just deleting all of it. And I almost deleted like my entire Twitter, but I was like, people I know kind of contact me through here. So now I'll tweet to a certain amount and I just delete it. Cause like, for one, I'm not like tweeting like important matters of my life at that point. I more like look kind of gauge where a conversation is going through Twitter than care to really engage in conversation through it. I almost feel like what most celebrities probably they should do anyway.
I don't think I ever put anything out angry on Twitter though. So I haven't necessarily done that. I mean, maybe some of the stuff, but I haven't like ever tried to be a comedian on Twitter either.
Yeah, I really don't even use my Twitter.
But a lot, and this way I think we got a lot of people in trouble. When it first came out, we was all trying to be comedians. Find something funny, tweet it or retweet it, and just get it, especially comedians that try out all kinds of stuff and just throw it out on Twitter. Any little crazy, I mean, we grew up with vulgar and anything completely off the wall you could think of, you put it out there. Even if people didn't like it, you kind of are like, oh, you kind of appreciate the fact that they did it. Where you may not have that appreciation anymore, because I think people kind of take it as you're intentionally disrespecting a certain group of people or any faction of people. But it's like we've got so many different cultures here. Like, I'm just shooting shots.
Like the baby.
Man.
That was very specific.
I
was like, why do you mention that scenario?
See, that's my thing with it.
Out of everything,
it's like
out
that
of
was
everything.
I get what he was trying to do. You know that while your DJ, he ain't ready for the next song yet. He's just setting up, and you just hit it, yo, everybody with your hands in the air.
You know, like I saw that tweet from you like twice.
Yeah,
and I was like, yo, he was right.
Stick with the classics. It's not gonna.
But what made it worse was the whoever his hype man was tell the truth.
He was horrible.
And I'm just like, what?
He ain't getting no smoke from this. What's the name of the DJ? Don't nobody know the name of the DJ.
Nah.
I literally was thinking to myself, what else the baby could have said to make that situation worse? Exactly what that DJ said.
And then he hypes him the baby up anyways. He's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I guarantee the baby was like, yeah, that nigga down with me. So you know what I'm saying? I know I said the right thing.
Nah, don't trust the DJ.
And I'm just like, man, why y'all making this shit worse for both of y'all? That was like the icing on the cake right there. When he said, "No, tell the truth now," I'm just like, bro.
I was like, yo, so the DJ ain't getting no smoke, because I know he's just, I know he's just like, okay, he ain't ready.
DJ
yet.
ain't the one getting booked.
No,
he ain't getting the shows canceled either.
Like the DJ is probably like, hey, bro, I got to go do this show in Connecticut. What do you mean you got to do a show in Connecticut?
I still get booked.
Yeah, they don't know my name, bro. I learned me a lesson. Hey. You took one for the team. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. But yeah, that's what like that was so and when you in like the clubs or whatever, he probably said that in like hood clubs and it does nothing. No, but in the festival crowd, you have different cultures of people. You've got some of everybody, especially younger people who can afford that money for it, because that's mostly like you're not doing rap. I mean, people may go to rap concerts, but if you're going to go to a live show, you're going to go to a festival. It's more of a moment. You get a lot more of your money's worth. You see everything. So he's performing and I guess he's trying to do a hood show. And you're not in Kansas anymore.
What was that? Lollapalooza?
What about it?
Was that the show?
No.
Or was it Rolling Loud?
It was Rolling Loud.
Okay, but still, that's not hood. I like they book a lot of hood rappers, but that's not a hood show.
I mean, there is no hood festival.
No, there will never be.
There's none.
The closest thing is a Wu-Tang concert,
and even that's gonna be at a festival.
Yeah, and
that'll be at Rolling Loud.
Yeah, I mean, like you catch Wu-Tang at like Woodstock or Bonnaroo.
Oh, that's definitely not hood. You're so far from the hood.
Yeah.
Woodstock.
Man, if you gotta sleep out in a tent to go to a concert. I'm tell you right now.
It depends on who it is for me.
Like 5-6 days.
Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, can you think of 5-6 days worth of artists you would
Because
I mean, it had to be a good lineup. Okay, so if it was let's just say if it was Missy, if it was the original Destiny Child women, I'm talking about the originals, Latoya and Latavia. Okay, if it was them, if it was
say their names.
Say their names. Okay, I ain't talking about the second bunch. I'm talking about the originals.
I mean, can they be a part of the show?
I mean, they could.
They could.
Now, what could happen is, you know what I'm saying, it would be two different segments, but they'll still be a part of the show. You know what I'm saying?
But that's not the part you're here for. That's it's time for the bathroom break. Let me go ahead and check.
Right. I need all four of them on stage.
You got to share facilities with all the people too.
It's five of them. It was five of them. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying like you got to share facilities like at a place like that. You talking about like thousands of people. You got to share facilities.
I don't mind going to a festival though. Like I don't mind.
I mean that's cool, but I need to be at the hotel at the end of the night. I'm talking about like where the traffic's so bad. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just go in and out of that place. I mean,
if you leave,
if you leave, you just committed. I mean, hey, there go your ticket money,
and you pay for that ticket money. Like, those things go for like what, $200 to $400?
That's probably like cheap stuff too.
Oh,
you talking about like 4 or 5 days of festival?
And how much? And what do they pay those artists to even be on stage?
Probably something crazy.
Yeah, they pay them good money because that's how long do those festivals last? Like a week?
Well, Bonnaroo's like a week.
2 weeks?
I think Bonnaroo's like a week.
I
think Woodstock was like 7 days. Even that one that ended like in the 90s or whatever, or early 2000s is pretty bad, where it ended in fires and stuff. People was like burning stuff.
So give me like give me like a random number as far as like a good pay for an artist to be doing.
I ain't got nothing for you there.
So like seven grand.
Man, I ain't got nothing for you there. So you think Kanye gonna show up to a show for $7 grand?
No. So
Kanye played Bonnaroo.
Kanye floated for an album release party. I said, this man's on another level. That album still ain't out yet. By the time this episode airs, it probably still won't be out. But I'm asking it, so I'm gonna say 20 grand. Throw that number out. So how many?
That's low.
How it probably is.
You talking about for that headliner type of audience? Like if you getting the Offspring or something like that,
but
you ain't got to pay.
But the
much.
Baby was considered a headlining artist.
Yeah, but he ain't getting no 20 grand a show.
So,
but he's still a headliner though.
Yeah.
So I'll throw 15, and he's gotten kicked out of
everything. I mean, they threw the baby out with the bathwater.
Oh my God!
I mean, for real, like I saw that online. I saw that online. I was like, I am through. I got to turn off the internet today. I got to turn off the internet today. I might have to wait until like half day tomorrow before I can get back on.
Oh God, that's a good one.
Man. Here is the thing is, even celebrity, period, music, what you a movie star, you have there's a certain amount of responsibility that comes with that. That's just how it is. That's just how it is.
I'll be like Charles Barkley. I am not a role model.
Hey, that ain't flying today.
I guess it wasn't flying back then either. People was treated the same way. They were like, "Oh, you're a role model." I remember Charles Barkley in college went in the stands and spit on somebody. Come on, man. Like, yeah, he ain't a role model.
Oh no, if he did that today, I think he'd probably. It would depend on if they spit at him and he went back up.
I think they threw something at him.
Yeah,
I actually know he spit on somebody. I don't know if it's the same incident. So like he might have went in there and grabbed the dude's collar or whatever. But I think his cat threw something at him.
I said it so. I think I lost count at like 5.
But then fast forward to the Malice at the Palace. Was that?
And they
06, 05, 06, something like that. Oh man, they changed the game, literally.
And they was just, they were pretty much. That's like Stephen Jake said. He probably missed out on all-star appearances. There are teams that didn't want him because of that. It pretty much changed the trajectory of Ron Artest's career.
Mm-hmm.
because technically, I mean, they probably could have won it that year. At least that was Reggie Miller's last year, so they were motivated to win that year because they wanted to win one for Reggie, and they were a stacked team.
I don't know.
Now, they didn't have Shaq and Kobe, but they were a stacked team. And I mean, I think this was the year that they lost to Boston. Not Boston, but the Pistons. I could be wrong, but I think that was the year.
I mean, that's funny because they were playing the Pistons that game.
Yeah, boy. Shout out to Detroit.
But I remember Ron Artest, like the incident sparked that whole thing. He was laying on the scorer's table and some dude threw a beer on him.
Yeah, so because him and Ben Wallace, they had went into it. So, and this is when Ron Artest started going to a therapist. So it goes, before that situation, go find you a place and just take a breath. That was what he was doing. But when they got the Russo medal, the breath was up.
He just saw red.
He went red. Oh.
He just saw red.
And I think he hit the wrong guy.
Well, it was a guy that was next to the guy that threw the beer.
Yeah, but that's not the guy who got hit.
But that guy that threw the beer was on the he was trying to squab with Jermaine O'Neal. And I'm like, why would you be why would you be standing up toe to toe with an NBA player? This dude is like 4 feet taller than you.
Man, you know, he probably was doing his thing back in high school. He thought, okay, I got one more fight in me.
Not with the most elite athlete in the world.
He wasn't thinking about that at the
time. This dude got a crazy gut. You know, like look like he never worked out in his life. And you got a guy that's tip top shape and you know at the prime of his career and life,
his physical peak. Because
a specimen among men.
Because like who ran I think it was Steven Jackson that ran up and just decked some dude.
No, that was Jermaine O'Neal, but he missed. If you look at it, he like barely like winged him like just past his elbow, and that dude like I guess he caught the wind of it.
Oh, that's what
it was like one of them Mike Tyson's like, oh, I don't want to be here no more, like where he didn't hit me, but I'm just gonna fall down.
He knocked myself out like.
And my man was on the ground, his eyes were all big. I was like, man, look at this cat, man. I was like, see, that's why you don't fight with athletes in their prime, man. I like, dog, man, what you don't even jog, man.
You don't even.
Come on.
Like I don't jog, but I swing. But like they lost money, more likely endorsements. Like, and for years they've kind of just now within a few years, people now society's going, you know what? Probably had a point. Probably now, like
I look before that, people will follow you to the bench, be talking crazy to you while you're sitting down talking to your coach.
Oh yeah,
I done seen Charles Barkley and Jordan doing that to each other
and doing it to each other.
Yeah, in the 80s.
Oh yeah, anything.
Like, you can go on YouTube and check out the clips. Them fools just like, I mean, they're walking each other to the bench, talking crazy to each other during the game. You can't do that now.
No,
they're teeing you up.
I mean, the guy who had spit at Trey Young, he didn't even hit him. He just kind of, I mean, he was trying to. The wind just kind of got it out the way. He can't go back.
No, that's good. That's good. That kind of cancellation is good.
And it should happen a long time ago.
Yeah.
Because I think kind of Russell Westbrook kind of helped with it because, I mean, he let nothing slide. And eventually, I think somebody, and also a change of with Adam Silver. He's more of a player's, what's the term?
What, league owner or league manager or whatever?
Commissioner.
There you go.
Yeah, so he's more David Stern he was every bit of his name. Stern.
I mean, like you heard the dollars, man. So I mean, just like in franchises, you like the film franchise, you heard them dollars.
Yeah. And I think like for that, I think people understand like, okay, yeah, fans are probably closer to the actual athletes in this sport than probably any other just major sport. Like if you try to come and get Tom Brady, first of all, you're gonna be running out of breath by the time you get out the stands and on the field. And one of them, if security don't get you, one of them linemen will.
They got all kinds of videos. But going to your point of the fans and taking it back to film and TV and stuff like that.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Y'all
like-
been running.
like-
Y'all have been talking about sports, and when y'all talk about sports, I don't say nothing because I can't. There's nothing I can say.
Well, I mean, but like fans are very, very, for lack of a better word, crazy, fanatical. There you go. I mean, so like anytime you take something that they hold dear to them, you got to be careful with that too. So I'm like, yo, if you have an established IP, I would greatly consider not like, just dismissing whatever the fans have to say. I mean, at least have them in account somewhat.
So do you think they have like the fan has maybe too much power?
The fans have all the power when it comes to originals.
I mean, and they're the ones that paying the money. I mean, look at Star Wars, the Disney Star Wars, the last 3 movies. It got to the point now where they said that's not canon no more.
It's not canon.
Yeah, it's like the movies don't exist. We're starting over.
Oh,
Because they hurt their pockets so much, and they hurt their future earnings. You could put Star Wars on that chair right there, like a little Star Wars sticker, and sell it for $300, and somebody was gonna buy it. Now they didn't hurt their brand.
So now they're banking on a new generation to start watching those new Star Wars and start.
Well, that's what they did, but the people they were politicking to the Twitter crowd, and those are the people who don't necessarily buy anything. But you have people that buy stuff, and guess who they're going to introduce to it? Their kids,
Right.
especially with cartoons.
And if you piss them off, they're not going to introduce their kids to it.
Right.
You had a built-in audience, and that's why Disney was smart at a time, like really, really smart. They would re-release their stuff every 10 years, about like somewhere 7 to 10 years. They would
Yeah, the
release all their
vault.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there was a time where I was with a coworker and we looked up the Disney movies to see when the original one came out. I think we looked up Snow White, Alice in Wonderland, and stuff like that. These movies came out before our parents were even born.
But the reason why they do that 7 to 10 years thing is so they can reintroduce it to the next generation.
Right.
I mean, it's cool if you were going to do that with Star Wars or something like that, but you got to do it in a way to where, because like the new fans, they're not going to know. You can do it in a way where you can have it appreciate for old fans, and new fans are going to come because these people are going to bring their kids. And then people that are laymen or whatever and aren't like super hardcore into it, they're going to come anyway
Yeah.
because they want to see what the show's all about. So why wouldn't you, serve the fan?
So let me ask you all this. Is there any, like I say, maybe show or celebrity or entity that is cancel proof?
Cancel proof.
No.
I wouldn't say anybody's cancel proof, but I say it'd be really, really hard to cancel certain people. So we mentioned Dave Chappelle. It'd be really, really hard to cancel Dave Chappelle.
But he can get canceled.
yeah. Like anybody can get it.
So as far as that, because I think comedians, especially if they, to a certain degree, because usually when you're trying to cancel somebody, you go after the sponsors or the companies that sponsor that show or whatever project.
Which I really don't like a lot of the times whenever they do that, because it's really like online bullying. Like be like, yo, what did the person really say? I mean, did they really have malice in their heart? I mean, were they really trying to? And it's like, so you empower certain people that probably shouldn't be empowered in a lot of cases. Like, people that don't really have a bunch of stuff going on in their life or whatever, and then they realize they have this power now, and now they
just
get drunk
overuse
off of
it.
it. Yeah.
But as far as comedians, so long as they have the stage and they can go to venues and sell like their stand up, they're still going to make money.
Yeah, but there's only a few of them can do that. Like you got Dave Chappelle, maybe Joe Rogan, kind of Kevin Hart, but I mean he felt it. He got the squeeze a little bit.
Yeah.
There's very few. That's why I was surprised when they announced that Eddie Murphy was going to do them joints with Netflix.
Yeah.
And I was like, word? I mean, I'm not saying that Eddie Murphy wouldn't be funny. I'm just saying like he ain't worried about.
But aren't you
being in this climate?
But here's the thing: doesn't it kind of spark your interest in watching what he's going to do?
No, it does for me. But I'm saying, doesn't that reopen the wound to now people that didn't know or see Raw? Now they're gonna like look it up and they're gonna see it and they'll be like, "Oh my god!"
And you're gonna bring it back up and come.
Yeah, and then try to cancel you just based off of that.
I mean, it could happen, but at the same time, it's
he's rich,
right?
Oh,
half Eddie.
Oh, he getting the residual checks. But okay, so bringing up Eddie. So I say he does a new stand-up special. Now, in maybe the promotion of, you go do interviews, stuff like that, will he have to address it in interviews, or do you think he have to address it in that?
I think the interviews he'd go on to be friendly toward him. So I don't think they would address it. I mean, unless he went on some adversarial deals, but like he's at the point where he don't have to do that. He really don't have to do interviews.
He can just put it out, and just be done with it.
And his Netflix, they can do a rollout, and then
they gonna do the rollout.
And if they do certain interviews, they are gonna tell you what's off topics anyway. And if the person wants to get anybody else from Netflix, they will never cross that line.
It's good. Now, and as far as comedians, musicians, there are certain musicians that are just uncanceled.
No,
nobody.
No,
nigga, no one.
No,
they canceled Chrisette Michele for just performing at 45's joint. Didn't endorse him, just performed there. They canceled her.
Now, yeah,
that's trash.
They thoroughly destroyed her.
Look, but 2 years earlier, Spike Lee was all chummy with my man.
Oh, that was a whole lot. I mean, there's a lot of people was chummy with them before then.
I was taking pictures like they groupies. I'm not saying Spike Lee, but I'm saying others.
Yeah. But hold on, I have two musicians that 50 Cent, Kanye West.
No, 50 Cent could get canceled.
He hasn't. He done enough to get canceled already.
50 Cent,
and it doesn't work.
50 Cent be hanging out with World Star.
But it all boils down to what it is. Yeah. Anybody can get canceled.
And in the crowd. Like that World Star crowd ain't canceling nobody. They don't care. They'll talk about you for a little bit, to go talk about somebody else.
Right.
And as far as Kanye, so here's my point with Kanye. And he's somewhat of a polarizing figure here. But Kanye is like worldwide famous. I would argue, like, outside of maybe Snoop Dogg and Jay. No, I think Kanye's more famous than Jay-Z. He may be the most famous living rapper.
I don't know about that.
Name maybe two.
No, but I'm saying more famous than Jay-Z. I mean, I don't know about that. Hard Knock Life, that won a lot of places.
Yeah, but he's like Kanye's known throughout like generations.
You don't think Jay-Z's known throughout generations?
I think they think of Jay-Z.
I think we're looking at it through our lens versus somebody else's lens.
That could be a good point, but I think like younger people think of him more of a businessman than an artist.
Who, Kanye?
No, Jay-Z. Kanye always kind of comes off.
I mean, because he matured. He's like one of the few hip hop like artists to actually mature in his music. He grew after every album.
Maybe the first one half, but again, getting to my point, since Kanye has such a worldwide fan base, so here you may have a certain sector of people, or let's say even America, they say, "Oh, we're done with him. He's canceled." UK don't care about their cultural norms and stuff that offend them may not offend us, and the stuff that offends us they don't care about.
Right. So if Kanye went over there and offended them, he'll be canceled from them,
and he'll still have what he have in America. He'll still what he have in Australia, like every major country, because the album before this alleged album's coming out, this is when he was doing the slavery was a choice thing, and he was canceled then, and his album went #1 in like every country.
Yeah, because some countries they don't, you know what I'm saying, that's not important to them. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but you got to look at the makeup. Who was trying to cancel Kanye then? Everybody else is not the same demographic as the people that are trying to cancel
he had
Kanye
like
at
he
that
has. I was saying he has such a demographic. He has such a wide span of a demographic that the best way I would put it, it's not a stock, but what do you call it? A mutual fund. He has like a mutual fund of fans.
I think Jay-Z does too, but he has like that more concentrated hardcore audience. Kanye, he's popular right now. When Jay-Z was doing them giving 10 summers of the club jams, he gave you 10 summers. He kept on saying that, whatever. I was like, he was worldwide famous. He go everywhere, Amsterdam, all over the place. That man was in Heineken commercials. That's when he was at the hotness. Kanye's hot, but I mean he's like it's weird how he's like how people
he has
relevant.
People have an emotional response with Kanye. I don't think as many people have an emotional response when it comes to Jay-Z.
I think because they're not in the moment anymore. They're not Jay-Z's moment anymore. But he's like transcended the whole music thing. He still makes music, but it's not like he's not doing it, like Kanye is.
And a younger person not looking, because Jay-Z's more of in the business side now. They may not be paying it. I mean, they probably pay attention to the business side more than when we did when we were younger. But they're more into the artist, the artistry, or the personality. Jay-Z don't really put himself out there like that.
Yeah, but he don't have to. Kanye really don't have to.
He don't. I just feel he just feels the need to do it.
And then, just the time that we live in or whatever, it's like attention for the sake of attention. Attention begets attention now. So like anything that you do can get you attention.
Right.
Praise or demonization.
With him, he's really good at causing attention. Like he's literally on Time Magazine for an album that is not out. I don't know any other artist that could do that.
There's probably a few. Beyonce probably could.
Yeah, Rihanna could do it.
Yeah. I mean, because they made that big old deal about her lingerie line last week.
And you know how many years? You know how many years she said she's about to put out an album? You know how many years that reggae album's supposed to be out? And they keep saying that, but yet she,
I think it's a conversation. I think it's more of like a more so with her fan base, because I don't see it as bad with Rihanna as far as like her putting out her music. But Kanye's kind of doing it different. Like, oh, it's coming out soon. Like Rihanna ain't gave y'all a date and was like, psych. Kanye is like, I got y'all Thursday. You know what? Nah. We're gonna scratch that. We'll do it next Thursday.
Well, hell, I didn't know Nas's album was coming out. I bought it. I still ain't listened to the whole thing. I only listened to like 2 songs so far.
Pretty good. But he's I guess you would say Jay-Z in the point. He doesn't have to promote what he does. He can just.
But Kanye doesn't have to promote what he does either, because it's Kanye.
But Kanye's a showman.
Yeah,
he's gonna make a show out of almost everything he does.
Let's not take away from Nas and Jay-Z. They're showmen too, and they do it in their own way.
They're more subtle.
Maybe depends on what it is.
especially at their age now. They're not trying to make no grand gesture.
Well, if you don't have to, why would you? Why would you expand the energy to do all this stuff when you don't have to?
Unless you're just that type of person.
Like, yeah. And I think Kanye is that type. Like
Kanye's that type of person.
He because some people want to make their whole projects a moment.
And he's just that type of person. So we expect that from Kanye.
Like him floating in his own album, I guess, release party. It was crazy, but yet I was not surprised.
Right.
Well, the tribute he did for DMX.
I wasn't surprised by it. I wasn't surprised by it, but I was surprised that he was there because I didn't really see him. That was probably the most subtle Kanye's ever been.
Well, it's not about him though.
Yeah, but with somebody who, he's a very egotistic person. You would think he would almost like try to make it about him in any little way, but he didn't.
Yeah, and that's a different demographic because it's of who it was. You know what I'm saying? If he tried to make it about him, there would be a lot of people after him, and he would have probably been canceled.
by the same people who've been trying to cancel him now.
Yeah, but the hip hop,
but it's different.
It's different because the hip hop doesn't really cancel Kanye. The hip hop culture.
Hey,
I love Kanye
because he's more pop crossover artist now.
Oh, he's crossed all the way over.
Yeah, but I'm saying so it ain't just like like the soul beats, break beats, and the polos. That's done.
Oh, it's not like the beats he would use when he
Yeah.
the through the wire things. That's
That's over.
Those days.
Like people they want the old Kanye. I thought we love Ye.
it's been old Kanye for 10 years?
Yeah, it was longer than that. Honestly,
I ain't lost count.
All falls down.
And that's how we're going to end it. Thank you all for listening today. I am Kevin Mumphrey with my colleagues once again, Karsten Hyde-Ferguson
Sure.
and Victoria V.A. Jones.
Good evening.
And that is a wrap.